Welcome to our chemistry practical lesson, and today we are going to continue with our topic of qualitative analysis. And today we are going to see analysis of copper 2 sulphate from appearance up to the confirmation test. Copper 2 sulphate, there are in two forms. There is one is anhydrous and one is hydrated or pentahydrate. So it appear in different observation, and we are going to use the guide sheet of qualitative analysis, and at the end we are going to see on how you can identify the copper 2 sulphate. You can be provided as unknown, as X is a known salt, so you can identify by using the procedure I'm going to show you here on our lesson. So copper 2 sulphate, to start with the appearance. Appearance of sample, you can say sample X. You're supposed to write the name of the sample. We say this is sample X, and this sample is when you see here is blue crystal. The text is crystal. So when you go in your observation, our color is observation is blue crystal line form. That is, so according to observation, when you go through the inference, it shows when you look at your sheets, it means it's going to infer that there is nitrate, we have sulfate, we have chlorine of copper 2 may be present. That is appearance of the sample X, which is copper 2 sulphate. So after seeing the appearance, let's see, we go another action of the preliminary testing, which is action of heat. How the sample will appear in action of heat. It means you're supposed to write your action in simple past tense. It means a small sample about 0.5 was transferred in test tube and heated strong. It means you take your sample, this one, you transfer in a test tube, then you're going to make the action of heat on a flame. So let's see the action of heat and what we are going to observe. Let's see the observation. Do you see the gas or the fume? And do you see the observation on the residue? It is white. So after observation of this one, we have observed that the blue crystal turns white. That is it. Do you see the white color within a test tube? So when you look on your sheet here, it means blue crystals turns white. So according to these observations, it infers that it means sulphate of sulphate ions of hydrated copper 2 may be present. That is according to our observation. Another step is flame test. So flame test, you can use two methods. You can use nichrome, you can use glass rod, and then you can use the side of test tube. So according to these steps, we are going to use one which is glass rod, and then you can say you mix with salt with the hydrochloric acid, then you are going to make the flame test. Let's go. This is sulphate hydrochloric acid. You mix with your salt, then take your glass rod, take it, then you see the flame, or instead of this one, you can use spatula. You see the flame, blue-green. That is flame test of copper to sulphate. Then instead of glass rod, you can use side of test tube, but that is the same procedure. So on flame test, we observed bluish green flame, and it means copper 2 ion may be present. That is flame test. After that one, we are going to see solubility of the salt sample. It means solubility. We take sample, we dissolve in water. Take sample, dissolve in water. This is, then you are going to see, is it soluble or insoluble? It means, according to our sheet here, the observation should be soluble forming blue solution means solubility of sample X, say soluble forming blue solution, and it indicates the presence of copper 2 sulphate. Copper 2 may be present. That is solubility. After solubility, go action of dilute hydrochloric acid. It means 0.5. Make sure you are specific. Don't say small amount or little. You're supposed to say 0.5 or 1, but 0.5 is very, very small. And is matter. Solid sample was transferred in test tube, followed by drops of dilute hydrochloric acid. This is our sample. Then you are going to add dilute hydrochloric acid. This is dilute hydrochloric acid. So we add you can add more than 3 drops, but you're supposed to specify on your report. So our observation is clear solution formed and no any gas evolved. Say clear solution formed and then no gas evolves. It means it is nitrate, chloride, sulphate may be present. It means the sulphate is there. So another steps, action of sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid, 0.5 gram of solid sample X was transferred in test tube, followed by, let's say, 3 drops of sulfuric acid. Then let's see, we use sulfuric acid. This is sulfuric acid. Then pour. Then you are going to see observation. And actually, even not heating, our sample is going to turn white. Or when you heat, also is going to turn white. Let's see on heating. Let's see on heating. I think you see the from blue to white observed. This is white. Change the to white. sulfuric acid, we have observed that the crystals of blue turns white on warming. It means sulfate of hydrated copper too may be present. It means now preliminary testing procedure over. Now we go test in solution. Testing solution, we are going to start with the sodium hydroxide. About 1 ml of sample solution X into test tube, followed by sodium hydroxide dropwise until in excess. This is sodium hydroxide solution. Then we see observation. Dropwise until in excess. Almost blue precipitate observed even until any excess is insoluble. So our observation means we are going to say blue PPT is formed. Blue precipitate is formed insoluble in excess. Copper may be present. That is tasty solution for sodium hydroxide. So another tasty solution for the action of ammonium solution, ammonia solution or ammonium hydroxide. Ammonia solution, or can write ammonium hydroxide. So we take sample solution, make sure you dissolve first, then you are going to add dropwise ammonia solution until in excess. Let's see observation. Until in excess is going to form blue PPT soluble, but is going to form a deep blue solution. So according to a sheet here, it's going to be pale blue precipitate, pale blue precipitate is formed soluble in excess, but is forming deep blue solution. This one, deep blue solution. This is the action of ammonia hydroxide or ammonium solution. So two section preliminary test and the testing solution is over. Now we are going to confirmation test. For the confirmatory testing, not start with the step by step. It means you are going to confirm the presence from the testing solution and the preliminary test. It means you are supposed to look at the most appear ions. In case of cation, we observed there is from the first procedure up to the testing solution, which appear frequently, there is copper. So we are going to start with the copper 2 ion. And the copper 2 ion tested by using two reagents. The first is potassium ferrocyanide. Potassium ferrocyanide. It means we take sample solution of our salt sample solution. We're going to put potassium ferrocyanide, then we are going to see observation. I think you see the observation is, it means we're going to see reddish brown precipitate, reddish brown precipitate. This is the short of precipitate, so you're supposed to write a whole word or whole words. So for the presence of, by using potassium ferrocyanide or potassium hexacyanophyllate 2, you're supposed to observe this observation: reddish brown PPT or precipitate, that is inference copper 2 confirmed. Let's see, we go another test for cation by using ammonium hydroxide. We have observed that in testing solution we have observed the deep blue solution, and by using ammonium you can confirm copper 2 sulphate or copper 2 ion, and the same results are identical or are the same. So by that observation, copper 2 ion confirmed. Let's go to confirm another anion, which is sulphate, and is mostly appear frequently. When you want to confirm sulphate ion, we use barium chloride and the hydrochloric acid, or barium nitrate and the nitric acid. This is our sample solution, and we are going to confirm by using barium chloride and the hydrochloric acid. So we start with barium chloride. I think you see observation, almost is the white PPT, white precipitate, insoluble in dilute hydrochloric acid. Then we add almost still insoluble. So observation show that white, this is white PPT, insoluble in dilute, that's formula. And now sulphate confirmed. So at the end of my question, it means we're going to write the cation, the cation is copper 2 ion, the anion is sulphate. So the chemical formula is copper sulphate. The chemical name is copper 2 sulphate. And that's the end of our test of copper 2 sulphate. And that I think you have understand. So this is the end of our lesson for qualitative analysis in case of test for copper 2 sulphate. Welcome again to see another test of the salt. Thank you. And this is Skills Path Networks. Make sure you subscribe, then you like, and then share this knowledge. Thank you.